Before we continue with the rest of the video, we could use your help. Click that like button to help spread the word about Watch JoJo, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. They were drilling for water in 1916 when they made a discovery that would stun the world. The year is 1916, and efforts are being made to transform the arid and inhospitable Nevada desert into a land that can be tended and farmed. But as the workers send a probing drill deep into the ground, they accidentally unleash an amazing power of nature that will dazzle visitors well into the next century. This took place to the north of Gerlach, Nevada, where lies a property now known as Fly Ranch. It's located on the edge of Black Rock Desert, and it's at the heart of an area rich in natural beauty. But one attraction outshines everything else the landscape has to offer. These developers back in 1916 dug a well at Fly Ranch, hoping to strike water that would irrigate the area. And while they didn't find water, they certainly did strike something. In fact, these diggers hit a geothermal pocket. Apparently, scalding hot water even bubbled up from the earth, and that instantly scuppered the developers' plans to create farmable land. Indeed, thoughts of farming at Fly Ranch were abandoned, and the area around the newly formed geyser was left to become a wetland surrounded by desert. Over the years, water continued to spout from the drilling site, eventually forming a 12-foot cone of calcium carbonate. Almost 50 years later, these same hot, mineral-rich waters that had prevented the desert from becoming farmed land began to hold appeal for a new kind of developer. Certainly, geothermal energy companies started drilling in the area, hoping to tap into a valuable resource. They struck water again, but found that it wasn't quite hot enough for their needs. Therefore, the well was plugged up and the energy companies moved on and forgot about Fly Ranch. Mother Nature, however, would not be so easily subdued. The geothermal water surged up beneath the sealed-up well and broke through a weak point under the surface. The result was the spectacular geyser that can be seen at Fly Ranch today, spouting water at a temperature of more than 200 degrees Fahrenheit, up to 5 feet in the air. It's been impressing visitors for more than half a century. Indeed, the geyser, known as Fly Geyser, is dazzling to behold. Travertine limestone deposited by the geyser has formed a mound around it that's composed of a collection of terraces and as many as 40 separate pools. Altogether, the geyser covers more than 70 acres of land, and as more and more minerals are deposited, the mound continues to grow. As if this weren't impressive enough, the entire mound is covered in a thermophilic algae, a type of organism that thrives in high temperatures. Various shades of red and green in color, the algae lends the geyser something of an otherworldly appearance. Local man David Jameson used to take visitors onto the ranch to see the geyser up close. "I just like to see the expressions on people's faces when they see it," he said in an interview with journalist Kai Plaskin. "Some of them are just stunned." Jameson went on to reveal that many visitors assumed the geyser was a landmark that had been known in the area for centuries, rather than a relatively recent, partially man-made phenomenon. In the video of the interview, which appears on YouTube, he even tells a story about a rancher who once tried to knock down the mound in order to gain access to more water. Jameson, from Reno, Nevada, began running tours out to the geyser more than 15 years ago. Over that time, he brought everyone from Boy Scouts to scientists to marvel at the bizarre formation. "People have told me that they think it's better than any of the water things in Yellowstone," he said. "I've had people from all over Europe, and they say, we don't have anything like this in our country. It would be a national monument if we had something like this." In fact, Jameson believes that the whole area has a special atmosphere. He points to the fact that there's no noise from passing airplanes or traffic, while visitors are surrounded by nature and the peace of the mountains. But despite Jameson expressing hope when interviewed in 2012 that the geyser would become open to the public, its future remains uncertain. Tours did run at the site until as late as 2014, but it's currently located on private property and flagged as being out of bounds. Curious visitors can, however, see Fly Geyser from a distance, stopping on State Route 34 and training their binoculars on a spot about a third of a mile from the highway. In the meantime, an interesting twist to the Fly Geyser tale appears to be emerging. In 2014, word began to spread that the ranch had been bought by people associated with Black Rock Desert's famous Burning Man Festival, in hopes of building a sustainable artistic community around the geyser. While the project is apparently still in its planning stages, it could lead the way towards opening up this natural and man-made wonder for future generations to enjoy.